Welcome everyone to St. Francis High School here in Mountain View, California, where tonight we have a great matchup for you. It's the Archbishop Riordan Crusaders coming down south from San Francisco, taking on the St. Francis Lancers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Andrew Fury. Glad you could be with us tonight, and we are just about ready for tip-off here. A little bit of a shock as St. Francis comes 0-3 in league play, having lost 3 straight after starting the year 10-0, but all of those games non-conference games. While Riordan comes in 1-3, having winners of their last game, but losing 3 to open up the season, just 8-6 overall. But so these are two desperate teams set to get back on the winning track. Now here are the starting lineups. First, for Archbishop Riordan, the visitors, they start guards Jade Ugbaja and Eric Galindo. Their forwards are Chifi Ugbaja, the brother of Jade, and Kareem Njai, no relation to Aziz Njai, the player for the Washington Huskies. And at center is Robert Valencia, big 6'7", a very tall Riordan squad. For the St. Francis Lancers, they start Christopher Lewis at one guard position. And at the other position, they start number 23, Noah Stapes. At the forwards, they have Alex Frazier and Giuseppe Benedetti. And the center is Bryson, or the third guard, rather, is Bryson Carbonell. So it's Carbonell, Lewis, Stapes, Frazier, and Benedetti for the Lancers, going up against Ugbaja twins, Njai, Galindo, and Valencia for Riordan. We are about ready to start here. This should be a very fun contest. A little bit of a different contrast of styles, as you see here that Riordan a lot taller and bigger team than St. Francis, so let's see how St. Francis comes out in point of attack, being undersized. Archbishop Mitty, no surprise, they're leading the league at the moment at 4-0. Then Sarah High School 3-1. These two teams fall tied for last at the moment at 1-3, along with Bellarmine, who's also 1-3. So no surprise at the top, but the middle and the bottom, there are some surprises up there. Sacred Heart Cathedral at 2-2, one of the surprises. Njai will jump center against Benedetti. Or make that, not Benedetti, Peter Hewitt. And it is won by St. Francis. They have the opening possession. Into the front court, here are the Lancers. Here's Frazier left wing. Out top, Hewitt rotates to Benedetti. Here is Benedetti, who starts at center and Stapes a 3. That's off the front rim, no good. Rebound inside is loose, and it was controlled by Riordan, who has their first possession. Chifi Ugbaja gets credit for the rebound. And now Jade Ugbaja into the front court. Where's the number 4? Gets it over to Chifi. Out top, here is Valencia. Gets it to Njai, who's around and down. So immediately they're exploiting their size and get it down to the 6'8" Njai, Kareem Njai. Here is Hewitt. Hewitt cross court to Stapes. Pump fakes. Over to Benedetti. 2-0 Riordan lead early. Benedetti steps back. Frazier rotates to Stapes, who can hit it from long range. Stapes crosses over. Now pulls up for a deep 2. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound deflected. Really a must-win game for both of these teams. On the reload, Hewitt nails the long 2, and we are tied at 2. Ugbaja to Eric Galindo, who's touching the ball for the first time. Back to Jade Ugbaja, an Njai screen. And Njai gets it on the feed, turns his 7-footer short off the front rim, and secured by Hewitt. This is a very good rebounding team, but it will be tested here tonight. As Frazier, the reverse layup is no good. Njai clears. Tied at 2, 6:20 left first quarter. Front court goes Ugbaja. Ugbaja pounding the dribble. Round the screen to his right. Didn't use the screen all that well, but feeds Chifi Ugbaja, who makes the reverse layup, and it's 4-2. Back the other way comes the starting point guard, Christopher Lewis. Over to Hewitt. Hewitt holds, bouncing it to Stapes. Stapes and the baseline. Guarded by the much smaller Ugbaja, and then he, I think, traveled, and that's what they call. Stapes wasn't sure of how to approach that that low post. But here on the replay, you see great penetration by Ugbaja, and that chemistry with his brother Chifi, and it goes down. So 4-2 Riordan early, but great penetration. That's what set up the assist by Jade Ugbaja. And here's Njai up top. Good feed in, down low to Valencia, who missed the tough shot, and it goes out of bounds to Reardon. But again, Valencia trying to get in position down low with a much height advantage over Alex Frazier, who's trying to guard him. It's about 3 inches difference there. Here's Ugbaja in the corner, bouncing it to Chiefy. Ugbaja, Chiefy, pounding the dribble. And he bounces it out over to Jade. Jade around a screen. Looks, stops, floater, runner is good for Jade Ugbaja, and Reardon started out quickly. Lewis into the front court, pounding the dribble. Lewis stops, gets it over to Stapes. Stapes looking, had it poked away out of bounds. Be Reardon basketball with 5:16 left. I think that 5:10 left in the first quarter. Frazier will inbound. Gets into the backcourt. Lewis over to Stapes. Stapes left wing. Stapes up top, throws it away. That should be over and back, and it is as Benedetti touches it up. Early moments here in the first quarter. It is 6-2 Crusaders, and we have a whistle. They weren't inbounded from the right location, and now they get it fixed. Here's Jade Ugbaja, who's played very well here in the early goings. Chiefy over to Njai. Now it's Galindo, bouncing it to Valencia. Valencia double comes, out to Ugbaja. He stops and wants to reload. Now pulls up for a contested 3. Short, not a very good shot, but Njai clears. But off the back rim, no good, and rebounded by Hewitt. 2 good opportunities there from the field. They couldn't cash in. Stapes throws it away. Out of control that time for Noah Stapes, and he looks to be pressing a little bit. Didn't get his first shot to go down, and now he committed a couple turnovers on successive possessions. St. Francis, of course, coached by Mike Motil. Been doing this for a long time here at St. Francis High School. Off to a rocky start in league after going 10-0 in the non-conference. Here's Njai. Njai, and his pass deflected and stolen. First turnover for Reardon. Up to Benedetti, who lays it in. And it's 6-4, deficit cut in half, and we have an injured player. Oh, this would be huge. A big loss for Reardon if Njai cannot return. It didn't look like a contact injury as Njai just kind of went down as off the deflected pass. It was a good hit ahead to Benedetti, who laid it in, but Njai is writhing around on the court in pain. They're looking at his right leg, as appearing to be in severe pain is Kareem Njai. Not good news if you're a Crusader fan. As not exactly sure at the moment what happened. Njai passed it, and then, ooh, that right leg kind of gave out right as after he was trying to come back to the ball to pass. And the big 6'8" junior is in pain. So we'll come back and update you on Njai right after this. 4:15 left, first quarter, 6-4 in favor of St. Reardon.
Ever since we moved to the United States, Palo Alto Medical Foundation has been taking care of our health. We love our doctor. She is always ready to listen to us and is very professional and answers all our questions and is very reassuring. PAMF has been there not just for my own family, but for the whole community, whether they're seeing patients or providing doctors for our free medical clinic.
Welcome back to St. Francis High School. Kareem Njai was the injured man for the Crusaders, and he had to be helped off to the sideline after he apparently injured something in his right knee. So we'll update you on his condition later on. Back to action here with a 6-4 Crusader lead. And off the turnover, St. Francis comes back in their home white uniforms with brown numerals and trim. There's a hot pass by Hewitt that Frazier couldn't handle. It's deflected out off of Valencia. Stay with the Lancers. But so far, sloppy ball handling for St. Francis. And inbounding it is Stapes, gets it to Hewitt. High post, Frazier will take the jumper, back iron, no. Hewitt off at the board and then had it poked away. It's saved, no need to do that for the Lancers, but here's Frazier. Frazier's pass intercepted by Ugbaja, and then he had it poked away, taken away back by Frazier. 4-2, behind the back to Hewitt, who walked. What a behind the back pass by Stapes, but then Hewitt wasn't ready for the pass and walked. Big turnover there. Great hustle by Frazier. And you'll see a little fancy by Stapes, but he got it off to Hewitt. Good call there. He definitely shuffled his feet without putting the ball down, and that constituted the walk. Here's Ugbaja to Galindo for three. Around and down. Swirled home by Eric Galindo. It's 9-4 early. Christopher Lewis into the front court. Still all 5 starters out there for the Lancers. Here's Hewitt. Feeds Stapes. Up and under for Stapes, and he lays it in. 9-6. Good move by Noah Stapes, who now has 4. Ugbaja. Ugbaja stops for the 15-footer, back iron miss. Rebound deflected out to Galindo. And Ugbaja has it on the second try. Again, a lot of opportunities in the second chance here for Reardon. Ugbaja feeds Chiefy. Chiefy into the paint, off, shot altered, rebound loose. Comes to Chiefy, Ugbaja who lays it in. 11-6. Just again, second and third opportunities are killing the Lancers right now. 2.5 to go in the half. Here's Hewitt, feet high post, Frazier. Frazier pounding the dribble and he walked. Another turnover for St. Francis, 5th of the game already, and we are still in the first quarter. Also checking in for the first time now for Reardon is Max Randall, the 6-foot, 160-pound junior guard out of San Francisco. Here's Ugbaja around the screen, stops, open for 3, around and out. No good, rebound Frazier, and down by 5, St. Francis pushes. In the front court, all the way, Frazier takes and misses the layup, changed by Valencia. Back comes Jade Ugbaja. Ugbaja in, kicks Galindo, rotates, open 3 for Randall is short, and rebounded over by Lewis. Lewis pounding the dribble. He has 2 rebounds early, which is a good stat for the first quarter for the point guard. High post, here's Frazier. Frazier pounding the dribble out of that, poked away and stolen again. Another turnover. Chiefy all the way, lays it up and out. No good, and rebounded by Hewitt. Couple of missed opportunities there for the Crusaders. All the way and running over the defender Valencia was Frazier for the offensive foul. Right now, a couple of the Lancer players are playing out of control, like they're trying to do it all themselves, and that's not a recipe for success. That was definitely an offensive foul. So South Valencia got there well in time to take the charge. Checking in for the first time is Curtis Witt, Joe Mahanovic, and Matthew Tripaldi for St. Francis, and I think a good timeout here for Mike Motil, the head coach of St. Francis. His first used timeout, so they have 4 left for the game. 1:34 left first quarter. It's 11-6 Reardon. KMBT Sports would like to thank our All Sports presenting sponsor, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, part of the Sutter Health Network. Choose your PAMF doctor today. 11-6 here early for the Reardon. Here's the updated standings down the WCAL. We see Mitty up there with 4-0 record, undefeated. No surprise there. Sarah 3-1, not really a surprise. Here's where the surprise starts. St. Ignatius at 2-1 has had a very good beginning of the season, along with Sacred Heart at 2-2. Valley Christian right about where most people think they should be, but then St. Francis, Reardon, and Bellarmine all 1-3 in league play. And so this is a really must-win for either team. It is a road game for Reardon, so maybe a little bit more of a must-win for them versus St. Francis. But St. Francis also 1-3 in conference play right now, and in the same boat Reardon is. So this is pretty much like a playoff game for both of these teams to try and save their seasons. Now here's Ugbaja out of the timeout. Great backdoor cut to Chiefy, who had a shot blocked, and it goes out of bounds. Should be still Reardon ball, and it is. But a good feed from Ugbaja to Ugbaja, and Chiefy Ugbaja goes up and gets, might have a lot of contact there that went uncalled, but I guess it was clean up top. Here's Ugbaja feeding Valencia down low, and he'll lay it up and in. Robert Valencia has 4 points early, and it's 13-6 now. Also, Christian Hall has checked in for the first time now for Reardon, wearing number 10. Here's pounding the dribble all the way. Tripaldi off glass, no good. And rebound to Ugbasha, or make that Brian Garrett. Garrett 25, not Tripaldi 15, is into the game right now. So it's Garrett with Benedito on the court. And here's Chiefy Ugbasha, who had it poked away, and he gets it out. Open three for Hall is too strong. And rebound inside to Valencia, had it taken away. Lancers control with Curtis Witt. Up ahead to Garrett, feeds Hewitt all the way, around and out, no good, but a foul's called. This is just the first team foul on Archbishop Riordan of the half. And it will go against Chiefy Ugbasha. Great look by Garrett to Hewitt. As you saw, Hewitt was the trailer, but he was the wide open man. And so drawing three defenders was Garrett, feeding Hewitt, who bricked the first free throw. Not a very good free throw shooter is Peter Hewitt. So that's the only disadvantage to the play that Garrett made. Checking in for the first time also is Bryson Carbonell for St. Francis. Much unlike Mountain View Milpitas that we saw yesterday night over in Mountain View, St. Francis plays a lot of guys, and they rotate them pretty much equally. So they always have fresh bodies out there on the court. Frazier returns now, replacing Hewitt, who will get his first breather. So it's Hewitt with Mahanovic, Garrett, Witt, and Carbonell on the court for the Lancers, who now show a 2-3 zone look. Here's Ugbasha over to, swung around over to Hall. Now Ugbasha to Galindo. Looks like Riordan has identified it as a zone. They're playing for the final shot as the shot clock's turned off. Swung around to Hall. Hall out top, 14 to shoot. Now here's Ugbasha, wants to set up the play at 10. Today, Ugbasha crosses over around his Chiefy screen, stops with 6, looking to take it himself, bounces into Chiefy, who had it poked away, stolen, and they don't even get a shot off, I think. No, that was a shot clock violation, I believe. Or something, I don't know, because I thought the shot clock was turned off, but the scoreboard reached 2 seconds. The horn sounded, so confusion all around. They will give it to St. Francis with 2 seconds left and having to inbound it. Could be a break for St. Francis, though, because otherwise they would have had to heave a half-court shot at the buzzer. Here's Frazier to inbound. Frazier inbounds to Witt, who spins, pulls up at the horn, back iron miss, and we have reached the end of 8 minutes. So a very exciting first quarter comes to a close with the score Crusaders 13 and the Lancers 7.
As a busy mom of 3 kids, I find it extremely convenient to access My Health Online. My Health Online's messaging service allows me to keep in close contact with our doctor.
Being able to email the doctor with questions gave us assurance that they do take an interest in the patients. That's why we've been with Penn for more than 10 years and keep adding members, the newest member.
Interfered back with you from St. Francis High School. Glad you could be alongside me as we bring you coverage Saturday, January the 18th, 2014. Riordan in the traveling purple and gold uniforms. The ball first up by 6 as we begin the second quarter. Ugbasha down low to Valencia. Valencia hands off to Chiefy Ugbasha, who looks at the baseline, looks, and then will take the deep 2. Will round it out, no good. Good defensive possession for the Lancers. Witt secures the rebound. Curtis Witt into the front court. Bounding the dribble, around a Mahanovic screen, pull, stops, looks, spins, bouncing to Carbonell. Outside to Frazier, one starter on the floor right now for the Lancers, rest are bench players. So almost an NBA rotation here for Mike Motil. Witt spins, foul line jumper, tough shot short. Rebound deflected to Chiefy Ugbasha. Now Jade up ahead. Jade and Chiefy, both Ugbashas have played the duration of the game thus far. Here's Galindo to Chiefy. And he traveled. Good call. Subtle, but definitely a travel by Chiefy Ugbasha. Turnover Riordan, and it goes back to St. Francis. So with all the turnovers that St. Francis committed in that first quarter, they were fortunate to only be down 6, partly because of some missed fast break opportunities by the Crusaders. Curtis with the backup point guard brings it in the front court, and a pull up for a deep 3. Didn't need that. Missed, and Randall the rebound. Up ahead, push ahead to Galindo. Galindo drives in and forces one up. And a foul's called. Foul will be on Joe Mahanovic. His first, just the second team foul on the Lancers in the half, but Eric Galindo will be at the line shooting 2. Up ahead, good handman pass. That's what in basketball we call a pass that leads to a fast break, and that's exactly what Jade Ugbasha did. And then Galindo was able to take it all the way, draw contact, not get the shot to go, but draw the foul and gets 2 free throws. A very good free throw shooting team are the Reardon Crusaders. And Galindo makes both. They are now 2 for 2 at the line. 15-7 lead for the Crusaders. This is their largest lead of the game. Carbonell out top with the ball over to Garrett. He's left alone for 3. Good for Brian Garrett. First 3-point hit of the game for the Lancers. Jade Ugbaja into the front court. No look, lob into Chiefy. But he doesn't have the look out to Jade. And it's bounced over to Randall. Now Jade back to Randall. 2-3 zone here for the Lancers. Chiefy Ugbaja out to Jade for 3. Good, and he has the answer. Jade Ugbaja, every time Reardon needs a bucket, it seems like he's in the middle of it. Witt with it over to Carbonell. Carbonell pounding the dribble, drives, pull up, tough runner, back iron miss, rebound, Jade Ugbaja. And once again, St. Francis looks like they're panicking offensively. Galindo to Jade, another 3, short. Rebounded, deflected around, Chiefy the extra effort. Galindo a 3, good! For Eric Galindo. 21-10, 5:40 left in the half. Danger time here for the Lancers. They need a bucket and they need it badly. Frazier at the high post. He'll take the deep 2. Set shot, back iron miss. Jade the rebound. Jade Ugbaja into the front court. Pounding the dribble. He's had the ball the duration of the game, it feels like. Randall drives baseline. And his pass to Chiefy goes awry, but he gets it back. Chiefy Ugbaja holds. Looking, trouble in the corner, and what do we have? Timeout called, I believe, by Reardon. So it's the first used timeout for Archbishop Reardon. It will be a 30-second timeout. Just the best time to shoot a 3 is off an offensive rebound, and this is why. Chiefy gets the rebound, and after an offensive rebound, the defense is always recovering. So that time, St. Francis was in recover mode. You saw 3 Lancers chase Chiefy Ugbaja in the corner. That left Galindo wide open to make the 3, and that's what led this game to be an 11-point game right now with 5:16 left in the first half. 21-10, Reardon with the lead. And thanks to the Palo Alto Medical Foundation for their continued support of KMVT's high school sports coverage. 5:16 left in the half, 21-10 Reardon. They led 13-7 at the end of a quarter. And right now, St. Francis has to get back into this game, starting with defensively. And most importantly, their first shot defense has really been pretty good in this one. It's been their second and third shot defense that needs to get better. And how you get better at that is not allow offensive rebounds. They really need to start focusing on the defensive boards, not allowing second and third shots here for the Crusaders. Back to action. Each team with 4 timeouts left for the game. Jade Ugbaja near the St. Francis logo. Gets a screen to his right. Pounding the dribble. Inside to Chiefy. Chiefy goes up with the layup. Way too strong. Gets his own rebound. Out to Randall. Pump fakes. Randall looks. Steps back to Chiefy. Chiefy all the way. Hit the rim, so no shot clock violation, but Hewitt rebounds. And back the other way comes Christopher Lewis. Starters back in now for the Lancers. Lewis had it poked away, and a steal by Galindo. Galindo push ahead, fakes the pass, in on Lewis, lays it in, and was fouled. A little cheap foul called on Christopher Lewis. Not a smart defensive play. You'll see Lewis off the steal, and this is where the mistake was. He had the ball poked away, and he either needs to decide to foul Galindo hard and not let him shoot the ball or let him go. But the worst thing to do is get a little touch foul. Galindo scored the basket and gets the 3-point play. All of a sudden, it's a 14-point Crusader lead. Front court goes Lewis to Stapes, right wing. Stapes swung around over to Benedetti. Now Stapes up top and swung around to Stapes. Tripaldi's also checked him for the first time. And Stapes a deep 2. Back iron miss. Rebound loose. Lewis has it. Lewis pump fakes. He goes up and scores it down the left, and it's 24-12. But they're going to need a lot more of that if they want to come back and win this game. Into the front court goes Ugbaja. This is Jade Ugbaja. Guarded by Lewis. Step back. Foul on jumper. Tough shot. Around and down. Jade Ugbaja knows he has an advantage whenever Lewis is guarding him. 26-12. Lewis into the front court. Over to Hewitt who pump fakes. Hewitt looking. Good back cut to Benedetti, who lays it up and in, and a foul. Suddenly there's some rhythm to the Lancer offense as Hewitt gets credit for the assist. And the great back cut to Benedetti. See, right here that Hewitt had the ball and he was just waiting for the back cut to happen, but that was bad defense by Valencia, who was in charge of guarding him, or make that Galindo. Yeah, it was Valencia guarding him, number 44. He didn't supply a near enough ball pressure that time to force an errant pass by Hewitt. Just lackadaisical defense led to that three-point opportunity, but misfiring on the free throw was Benedetti. Last foul, by the way, was called on Christian Hall, his first, and the second team foul on Reardon. Here's out top, checking in for the first time is Michael Johnson. And now it swung around to Ugbaja, Jide Ugbaja. He bounces high post to Chiefy. Good feed to Hall, and he looked for Johnson. Out to Galindo for three. Around and out, no good. Rebound to Chiefy, another offensive board, scores it and gets fouled. You'll see on the replay, Galindo missed a wide open three, but a poor box out down low. Stapes got boxed out by Chiefy Ugbaja, number 23 right there. And what needed to happen was Stapes needed to put a body on Chiefy, as he's been the best offensive rebounder that Reardon's had tonight. And poor defensive rebounding again hurt St. Francis. It's now 28-14. Chiefy Ugbaja will be at the line, shooting one. Free throws up and go, no good. It looked good from here, but he missed it a little too strong. 28-14. Stapes left wing. Over to Tripaldi. Tripaldi pounding the dribble. Hands off to Stapes. Thought about the deep three. Drives all the way, and he got it blocked. What a rejection that time by Ugbaja. Here's Jade. Jade. Oh, what an array of moves. Drives baseline out to Hall. Hall. Over to Johnson, the baseline jumper, back iron miss. Rebounded to Tripaldi. Tripaldi into the front court. Pulls up for an NBA range three, good! Matthew Tripaldi says, you better cover me from outside the gymnasium. He shot that from San Francisco. Here's Jade Ugbaja. Crossing over, good move into the paint all the way, missed the layup. Rebound inside, Chiefy has it, nearly traveled. Gets it out to Johnson, will make that Hall. Hall drives all the way, missed it, and rebound Hewitt. Let's see if St. Francis can come back and make it a game by halftime. Lewis all the way and gets fouled. I don't blame necessarily Reardon for not picking up Tripaldi from this deep. He shot that from the red hash mark out there on the floor. So about probably a 25, 26 footer for Tripaldi, and he nailed it. But now, Reardon better covered him from whenever he has the ball in his hands, or else he will burn you. Like this. He actually got knocked down, no fouls called. Wow. There was a lot of contact for there not to be a foul called. Tripaldi airballed the shot, and it goes out of bounds to Reardon. 11-point Crusader lead, 2:10 and counting to go in the first half. And Ugbaja gets it over to Randall, who's checked back in. Valencia out top, also back into the game. Robert Valencia pounding the dribble. Hands off. Here's Jade Ugbaja, double team comes, tried to feed Valencia. Great read into the passing lane by Stapes, has it. Noah Stapes in the front court. Jump pass, not a good idea, but he finds Benedetti, who lays it up and in, and a foul. Giuseppe Benedetti with a great finish, concentration, and gets fouled. Not a good decision by Stapes to do the jump pass, but luckily it was about a 4-foot pass, and Benedetti knifed his way through the lane and got the bucket to go. Foul was called on Max Randall, his first, and the 14th foul on Archbishop Reardon. Free throw goes down for Benedetti, and looky here, it's all of a sudden a 8-point game after it was 14 a moment ago. And it's been 14 on a couple of occasions. This is 6-0 St. Francis burst. Here's Valencia. Valencia outside to Chiefy. Chiefy Ugbaja holds, looking, a minute and a half to go. Randall guarded by Tripaldi, gets the body bump, I believe. No, he traveled first. Travel on Max Randall. Apparently that occurred before the contact from Christopher Lewis. Down 8. Lancers with the ball, and all of a sudden, this is going to be a game by halftime. Here's Frazier. Right wing. Bouncing it to Benedetti. Tried to feed Hewitt, and on the reach around, a foul is called. 15 foul on Archbishop Riordan. And it is called on Chifi Ugbaja. So returning to the game is Michael Johnson replacing Chifi Ugbaja, and that's trouble, as that's the third foul on Ugbaja. Trouble there for the Crusaders. Inbound goes to Tripaldi. 70 seconds left in the first half. Frazier, high post. Over to Hewitt, who pump fakes. Rifled a fastball across court to Lewis. Lewis around a screen, looks, takes the foul line jumper, back iron miss, rebound in time by Hewitt, and they didn't box out. Foul on the rebounding action by Max Randall, although a pretty good, smart foul for Randall, his second, 16th foul on the Crusaders. So from here on out for the last minute of the half, St. Francis will be shooting free throws. But a smart foul because that didn't result on free throws, but Frazier missed the bunny in close off the inbound pass. Valencia saved it to Galindo. Missed opportunity there for the Lancers. 50 seconds left. Here's Randall with pump fakes. They can go 2 for 1 if they want, but Randall travels again. Second consecutive possession. Max Randall is too anxious with the basketball. And more substitutions as Christian Hall returns to the Riordan lineup. 45 seconds left. Here's Lewis. Lewis in the front court. Over to Tripaldi. Swing around to Hewitt. Now it's cross court to Benedetti. Benedetti looks. Feet high post to Frazier. Frazier drives all the way, lay up, way too short, rebound Hewitt. Hewitt stops his floater off glass, no, rebound deflected in. Loose, out of bounds, off of Hewitt as he knocked down to Galindo. It will stay with Riordan. 27.4 seconds left in the half, and they could play for 1 here to end the second quarter. And barring a turnover here in the final possession, Riordan will have won both quarters, the first and the second. Led by 6 at the end of a quarter, lead by 8 at the moment. 15 seconds and counting to go in the half. Lewis guarding Jade Ugbaja, who has the ball. Ugbaja telling Galindo to motion through. Motioning for the ball screen, and then feeds cross court for the D2. Galindo, good, a swish. Here's Lewis with 1. That's the fire from half court, off glass, no, and we have reached halftime. A very good and well played first half for the Crusaders, so it's 30-20 at the half, winning the first quarter 13-7, and that second quarter by a score of 17-13. So a very exciting first half comes to a close, and we'll be back with the second half action right after this. It's the Crusaders 30 and the Lancers 20.
KMVT 15 Silicon Valley Media is a nonprofit community media and television station that has been serving the community since 1982. Each year, KMVT trains hundreds of adults and youth in video production, claymation, field production, and digital literacy. In 2012, we launched a $500,000 Go Digital Capital campaign to begin upgrading our analog equipment to digital. This would allow us to stay current with the technologies that folks utilize in their everyday lives. We want to thank the City of Los Altos, Cupertino, and our volunteers for supporting our digital campaign. In doing so, last year we raised over $125,000, which allowed us to begin crucial upgrades to our studio. Our first upgrades began with a brand new control room and a digital switcher. The digital switcher allows us to provide green screen opportunities, live interactive productions utilizing Google Hangouts and Skype, and to stream live to YouTube and Ustream. The monies raised also allowed us to put the same switcher into our production truck that allows us to provide full coverage of local sports with a 3-camera replay system. Our other large investment was a full digital playback system. The system allows producers to submit digital files from home. We can run the channel for a full 24 hours. We also are streaming on Peg.tv through Roku. This offers our producers a much wider distribution platform to a much larger audience. All of this has been made possible in the last year with your donations. As our campaign continues, we need to upgrade the rest of our equipment to high definition. The next purchases will be cameras, lights, and audio gear. Please support KMVT 15 in raising its next round of funding to complete its Go Digital Capital campaign. Thank you again to our supporters for understanding the importance of these upgrades. By investing in KMVT 15, you are enabling us to provide low-cost training, new technologies, and a community voice. Again, we thank you for your support. Donate today.
Andrew Fury back with you from St. Francis High School in Mountain View, California, where we are ready to start the second half from St. Francis High School. The Lancers in their home white uniforms and brown numerals and trim will get the first possession here to begin the third quarter. Down by 10, 30-20 our score, and it looks like Reardon's opened up in a 2-3 zone. So they're switching defense to begin the second half. Same 10 starters on the court. Here's Hewitt, high post, and his pass deflected and stolen immediately. Randall the steal. Jade Ugbaja up ahead to Randall, who starts the second half. Randall did not start the first half, but starts here in the second half because of Njai's injury. Here is Jade Ugbaja, and it swung around to Hall. Hall's pass was deflected out off of Hewitt. It will stay with Reardon. Into Valencia, Hall, Jade Ugbaja, Galindo, and Randall. For some reason, Chiefy Ugbaja isn't starting the second half, and I think that's probably because of his 3 fouls. Here's Jade Ugbaja around the screen. Pump fakes into the paint, loses it, gets it back out to Galindo for a 3. No good, but he got fouled. Nothing was called, and then thrown away was Frazier. Stolen by Jade Ugbaja. Open for 3, short. Rebounded Hewitt, and Hewitt wants to push. It'd behoove the Lancers to get out and run in transition. Swung around to Benedetti for 3, short. Both teams starting out cold here in the second half, and as it's saved to Lewis. Over to Benedetti. Benedetti cross court to Stapes. Tried to feed Frazier, that's thrown away. Valencia the steal. And hands off to Jade Ugbaja. So Jade Ugbaja with Valencia, Randall, Galindo, and Hall. Stapes, Hewitt, Frazier, Benedetti, and Lewis on the court for the Lancers. Galindo right wing, bouncing it to Valencia. Valencia over to Hall. Hall feeds Valencia in the post, out to Randall. Randall drives baseline, double comes. Looks, bouncing it to Valencia, and it's taken away by Frazier. Up ahead to Stapes. Stapes one-on-one with Ugbaja, lays it in. Lead back down to 8, which was the margin before the final possession of the second quarter. Jade Ugbaja's calling out the play. Jade Ugbaja crossing over. Now over to Galindo. Galindo pounding the dribble. He played all 16 minutes of that first half. And bouncing it over to Randall. Randall to Jade Ugbaja, bump fakes. Jade Ugbaja stutters, step back for the 3. Back iron miss, a rare miss for Jade. Ugbaja, rebound to Frazier. Up ahead to Lewis. They can make it a 2-possession game with the score here. Lewis stutters, steps back, looks, pump fakes. Bouncing it over to Stapes, cross court to Benedetti. Benedetti, high post to Frazier. Good luck to Stapes, who pump fakes. Then I ripped away by Galindo, but he was out of bounds and did not establish back inbound. So it will be Lancers ball as Mahanovic returns, replacing Frazier for the Lancers. Chiefy Ugbaja returns now, and he gets Christian Hall. Here's Benedetti over to Stapes, left wing. Stapes high post, here's Mahanovic. Now over to Lewis. Lewis pounding the dribble against the 2-3 zone. High post Mahanovic. Left unguarded for a moment, then to Stapes in the corner. Stapes pounding, and it goes right through Lewis and out of the end line, so it will be a turnover for St. Francis. And again, the buzzer sounds early. I don't know what about necessarily, but anyhow, it will be Reardon basketball and a couple bad offensive possessions to begin the second half. It's not really the Crusaders' defense that is doing it to the Lancers. A little bit of their defense, but mostly their bad St. Francis offense. There's a foul underneath on Chiefy Ugbaja. See what they get for the foul. It's going to be on Peter Hewitt. His second and the first team foul in the half. So Chiefy Ugbaja will be at the line shooting 2. Misses the first, he's short. First free throw miss of the game for either team. Curtis Witt returns, replacing Joe Mahanovic. So it's now Witt, Stapes, Hewitt, Benedetti, and Lewis. Chiefy Ugbaja at the line. Makes the second after missing the first. Lead at 9. They've led by as many as 14. St. Francis has never led. Here, right wing is Witt. High post to Stapes. Stapes pump fakes, then goes up and under. Shot, that's no good. Rebound deflected to Valencia. Another defensive rebound secured by Valencia. So even with Njai's injury and he being out of the game, doing very well on offensive boards are the Crusaders. Here's Jade Ugbaja bouncing it to Chiefy, and it goes out of bounds off of Hewitt. It will stay with the Crusaders, 4:50 left. Hewitt disagrees with the call, but it did appear to be the correct one. Chiefy Ugbaja to inbound. Lobs it, or rather Jade to inbound to Chiefy. Chiefy has it now. Chiefy Ugbaja stutters, gets it over to Jade. Jade with the stutter, baseline, kicks out to Galindo, had to carry him off his hands. Now Galindo with it, 4.5 to play in the third. Bouncing in and the pass deflected, it's ripped around and out of there by Witt. Witt attacks, bouncing it to Lewis, who lays it up, no good. Witt the offensive board, lays it up and in. One of the better looking fast break opportunities we've seen in this game thus far, but Lewis needs to finish that layup. Lead down at 7 though. This is the closest they've been since the beginning of the second quarter. Jade Ugbaja knifing through the lane, gets fouled on the reverse layup attempt. He'll be at the line shooting 2. And the foul is on Christopher Lewis, his second. Here's the replay of the fast break. Just textbook until a missed left. Witt drew the defender, and on a 2-on-1, just dished a nice bounce pass to Lewis. Lewis missed it, but fortunately for the Lancers, Witt didn't assume anything, and he was there for the putback. Jade Ugbaja makes the first free throw. They are now 7 for 8 at the line collectively as a team. 4:13 left third quarter, 32-24 Crusaders. Good on the second one as well for Jade Ugbaja. 33-24 our score. Here's Benedetti. Gets the 2-3 zone, lobs it to Witt. Witt, high post to Stapes. Stapes out to Lewis. It swung around, open 3 for Benedetti. Short. Missed it way short, rebounded to Chiefy. Here's Jade. Jade pounding the dribble, stops. Jade Ugbaja around a screen, looks. Over to Chiefy, who rips through. Chiefy attacks all the way off. High off glass, no good. Ball deflected to Galindo. Galindo knifes through the lane and wants to reset. Over to Randall. Here's Max Randall. Over to Jade, and he wants to reset. Jade Ugbaja, always in control, 10 to shoot. Crossing over, working on Stapes. Has the quickness advantage there. Good feed into Chiefy Ugbaja, who lays it in. That was a great offensive sequence for Jade Ugbaja. Lead at 11 now. Witt into the front court, and a timeout called by St. Francis. Much needed timeout there as Brian Garrett set to check back in for St. Francis. Take this opportunity to remind you that KMVT thanks our sponsor, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, for bringing you this season of high school sports coverage. Choose your PAMF doctor today. It is a full timeout. We'll take it with the 3:20 left third quarter. 35-24 Reardon. 3:20 left third quarter. It is now Crusaders 35, Lancers 24. St. Francis just used their second timeout of the game. They're left with 3. The Crusaders still have 4 timeouts remaining. And this is a pivotal point of this game. Just a little over 11 minutes left, and they throw it away right off the inbound pass. So just as I was saying, it's a pivotal point in this game with the Lancers down 11. They turn it over again. Jade Ugbaja crossing over, an array of moves putting on Christopher Lewis. Danger point here for St. Francis. Around a screen, Ugbaja for 3. Back iron miss. Good rebound inside by Hewitt. Now it's critical they make it a single-digit game on this possession. Lewis over to Witt. Pump fakes. Witt pounding the dribble. Now stops, runner short off front rim, rebounded by Randall. And right now, up ahead, Chiefy. But right now, St. Francis can't get anything going offensively. Galindo into the paint all the way, forces one up and blocked. Taken away by Stapes. Stapes look ahead to Lewis, who lays it up and in. For Christopher Lewis, lead down to 9, 35-26. They, ever since the end of the first quarter, haven't seemed to get it over the 6-point hump, though, as the Lancers. They're going to need to do that, obviously, to win this game. Galindo takes the 3 off the front rim and down for Max Galindo. That pushes it to 12 at 38-26. Lewis. High post now here to Stapes. Stapes into the paint. Triple team comes. Over to Witt. Back to Stapes for 3. Back iron miss. Rebound deflected by Valencia and comes to Ugbaja. Big miss there. Things getting away from St. Francis a little bit here. Randall over to Jade Ugbaja, pounds the dribble. Jade Ugbaja between the legs, over to Randall, to Valencia in the corner. Valencia, minute 40 left, to Galindo for 3, short. Rebounded to Lewis. He wants to push. Bouncing it up to Garrett. Flies it with the left hand. Missed it with the tip. No. And Valencia rebounds. Big miss there. All the way Janae Basha to Chiefy, who fumbled it. Then pump fakes. Goes up. Good, and a foul. Big turn of events there. Could be a 5-point swing. Garrett, instead of converting on the fast break layup opportunity, misses it. Back it the other way. You'll see great no-look feed by Janae Baja. One of the best passers you'll see at the high school level. Finds his brother Chiefy, and Chiefy, for the second time in this game, has an opportunity to score and make it a 3-point possession. A minute 27 left. And it's 40-26 Crusaders here. Free throw's good, and this is the largest lead for the Crusaders now today at 15, 41-26. Good substitution for Reardon, getting 3 fouls of Chiefy Ugbaja sitting on the sideline as Christian Hall returns. So right now it's Galindo, Jade Ugbaja, Randall, Michael Johnson, who will play the middle of this 2-3 zone, and Christian Hall. Lewis double team, a wrinkle to this defense, and he bounces it to Frazier. Over to Tripaldi, who's checked back in, who can hit from anywhere. We saw that in the first half. Garrett right wing. Cross court to Tripaldi. Tripaldi pounding the dribble, hounded by Galindo. Out top to Garrett. Stops for a deep 2. Good for Brian Garrett. Trying to redeem himself a little bit after missing the layup a moment ago. Here's Jade Baja out top. 54 seconds left in the quarter. Galindo driving baseline. Stops on a dime. Bouncing it over to Jade Baja. Now Randall. Swings around, back to Randall. Return feed from Hall. Now Ugbaja back to Hall. Hall pounding the dribble into the paint. Kicks over to Galindo. Almost threw it out of bounds. 10 to shoot. Hall gets it over to Janae Ugbaja. 6 to shoot. Does he realize it? Randall with 4. Into the paint all the way over. Hewitt, tough shot, no. Gets it back. Shot clock violation as the shot never hit the rim. And down 13. St. Verges could hold for the final look of the quarter. And this is a huge possession. Definitely a possession that will go a long way in determining the final outcome of this one. Down 13, front court goes Lewis, to Tripaldi, back to Lewis by the St. Francis logo. 15 seconds left in the quarter. Now here's Garrett, over to Frazier. Out top, here is Lewis. Lewis to Garrett, into the paint, floats one up, good for Brian Garrett with 3. Now they get it into Hall, 2. Up ahead to Janae Baja from 3-quarter court. Off glass and almost in. That ends the third quarter. So St. Francis unable to get traction in that third quarter, although score the final 4 points and have a little momentum heading back here in the fourth. After 3, it's 41-30 Archbishop Reardon. Welcome back here to St. Francis High School, everyone. I am Andrew Fury. Glad you could join me here tonight on a beautiful Saturday evening for basketball. The Crusaders with the ball up 11 as we start the fourth quarter. This is the deciding quarter in this basketball game, so it's important to who starts fast in this one. The Crusaders looking to milk some clock against the 2-3 zone of St. Francis. Randall to Jade Ugbaja out there with Galindo, Chiefy Ugbaja and Valencia. Here's Randall, right wing. Randall feeds Chiefy around a screen, into the paint, floats one up with the left hand and gets it to go down for Chiefy Ugbaja. In the front court goes Lewis. They have to hurry now and get the 2-3 zone. And a trapping zone at that, they throw it away. Randall the steal. Randall in on Frazier all the way. Left-handed layup's good. And they're really coming out to make a statement at the beginning of the fourth. Max Randall with the steal in the layup there. Here is Garrett. Garrett penetrates, feeds Hewitt, who has deflected off of his hand, stolen by Randall again. Back comes Jade Ugbaja. Jade Ugbaja feeds Galindo. Inside, it's wheeled to Valencia, jumper, go! No! Basket, 3 seconds in the paint for Robert Valencia. And so the turnover for the Crusaders stops their momentum at least momentarily. The front court gets it over to Tripaldi, now back to Lewis. High post, Frazier. Frazier lobs it into Hewitt. Hewitt catches. Triple team though, outside to Lewis for 3. And that's around and out, no good. Tip no, rebounded by Hewitt. Hewitt stops, cross court. Here's a deep three for Garrett. Back iron miss. And rebound to Jade Gbasha, who gets it in flight all the way in. Gets a lot of contact, no foul called. Hewitt the rebound. Up ahead to Tripaldi, leads the 3-on-3 break. And shuffles it over to Garrett, who had it poked out of bounds. It will still be St. Francis basketball, 6:24 left. 45-30 Crusaders. But all this running back and forth without anybody scoring really benefits the Crusaders with a 15-point lead. St. Francis needs scores quickly and then stops defensively to really get back into this game. 6:24 left. And inbounding it is Garrett. Gets it out deep. Here it's swung over to Tripaldi. Now Garrett thought about taking another three. Garrett pounding the dribble against the zone. Over to Tripaldi. He'll take another deep three. Back iron miss. Rebound deflected around off of Hewitt. No, it's staying off of Galindo. It looked from here like it was Paul Hewitt who was the last to touch it. Make that Peter Hewitt. Paul Hewitt's the former head coach of Georgia Tech. It's Peter Hewitt, the high school basketball player in this game. And there's a bad pass taken away by Valencia. Another turnover for St. Francis. And they're just killing them. Now 16 turnovers in this game for the Lancers. They are just left and right giving free gifts over to Jade Gbasha. Apparently they think Christmas comes in January. Here's Chiefy. Hands off to Valencia, gets fouled in the paint. No free throws here. It'll be Crusader ball out of bounds. They get the foul on Alex Frazier, his second. And just the fourth team foul on the Lancers in the half. It's amazing to think the Crusaders have not committed a foul in about almost a quarter of a half of this half. Ball deflected out. It'll still be Crusader basketball. Jade Gbasha to inbound. Looks, feeds inside to Valencia. Gets out to Jade Gbasha. Pounding the dribble. Around a screen from Chiefy and wants to reset. Jade Gbasha pounding the dribble. Behind the back over to Galindo for three. Short. Rebounded inside by Randall. Another second chance points. St. Francis loses this game. They'll look at the turnovers and the offensive rebounds that they allowed as the killers and why they lost this game. Here's Jade Gbasha around, spinning on Lewis, and I think traveled. Even the Crusader head coach, Rich Buckner, signaled travel, so when he says it's a travel, you know it's a travel. Giuseppe Benedetti, Joe Mahanovic, and Stapes all return for St. Francis, so replacing Tripaldi, Frazier, and Hewitt. And now goes to Witt. They need 5 minutes of perfect basketball here in order to overcome this deficit and come out here with a win. Let's see. Here's Benedetti. He's pass deflected out of bounds off of Chiefy Gbasha. It'll still be St. Francis basketball, but a dangerous pass that time. Anytime you get in the high teens or low 20s in turnovers, you've committed far too many turnovers in a 32-minute regulation game. Here's Frazier. Stutters out to Benedetti. Benedetti to Frazier. Frazier looks, wheels, and gets fouled. I believe they're saying no shot, though, before the shot. Just the first team foul in the half on Archbishop Riordan. And the foul's on Robert Valencia. That's his first. First team foul in the half. Inbound goes to Witt, who pump fakes on the three. Cross court. Here's Stapes. Pump fakes, bouncing it to Frazier. Cross court to Witt, a deep three. Way off. Rebound Chiefy Gbasha, and they'll push. 4:40 left. Here's Chiefy Gbasha in the right wing. Shovels it along to Jade Gbasha. Now holds, and Riordan wants time, and they take time. It'll be a 30-second timeout, I believe. No, they're signaling full timeout. With 4:32 left in the game, it's 45-30 Archbishop Riordan. This game is brought to you with help from our presenting sponsor, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, a Sutter Health affiliate. Choose your PAF doctor today. We'll take a break with them. 4:32 left in the game, 45-30 Crusaders. 4:32 left in the game, 45-30 in favor of the Crusaders, and they have the ball out of the timeout. Each team has 3 timeouts left for the game. But if it stays like this, how many timeouts they have won't really matter, because the Crusaders have been in control ever since the beginning of the second quarter. Double team comes out top. A little junk defense here for the Lancers. Cross court, here's Randall. For Jade Gbasha, approaching the 4-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Jade Gbasha working on Benedetti. What do we have here? Carry. They're saying Jade Baja carried the basketball, and he looks perplexed. Like, how in the world did I carry that basketball? I didn't see much of it, but a referee did, and it was good enough for him. Witt into the front court, down by 15. Curtis Witt, cross court to Stapes. High post to Frazier, gets bumped. Frazier stops in the paint, floater short, rebounded by Randall. And he hands off to Jade Ugbaja. Probably saying that name 5 times fast. Jade gets double teamed over to Galindo. Valencia inside to Chifi, who pump fakes, goes up and gets fouled. Chifi Ugbaja, great cut. Valencia found him. He'll be back at the line shooting 2 as the foul was on Curtis Witt, his first. Great high post feed. You see Valencia catches it and didn't waste any time, knew where Chifi Ugbaja was going to be, and rifled a strike right in there. And Ugbaja got fouled by Witt. Rimming out the first free throw, however, no good. Ugbaja, this Chifi Ugbaja, as both of the Crusaders misses at the foul line now. As Mahanovic checks out, Garrett returns. And not risking a foul on the missed free throw, they send everybody out of the lane. Here's the second free throw. Back on a miss, he misses both. Now as a team, they are 8 for 11 at the line. The front court goes Witt. Witt, high post, it swung around over to Garrett. Garrett pounding it to Benedetti. It swung around to Witt, an open 3, short off the front rim, no good, and Jade Ugbaja clears. Jade Ugbaja into the front court. Now they want to take their time as they have a 15-point lead, our largest of the game. Jade Ugbaja pulls up for a deep 2. Good. Nothing but nylon for Jade Ugbaja. In the front court goes Frazier. For the Garrett, lead at 17. Now things get very desperate and dire if you're a Lancer fan. High post, it swung over to Stapes, back to Frazier, foul line jumper, off glass and in. Not sure he meant to bank it, but counts 2 nonetheless, under 3 minutes to play. Finding the dribble is Jade Ugbaja. In the front court, double team comes. A good pass to Chifi, out to Randall, then want to run some time. Excellent, smart play there by Chifi Ugbaja. Could have taken the layup, but new clock management was more important there, and we have a foul. Foul's called on Noah Stapes, I believe, on hand checking Ugbaja, the dribbler. For Stapes, this is his first 16 foul on St. Francis. Now, no free throws yet. Crossing over is Ugbaja, good feed to Chifi, who pump fakes and traveled. He thought he held the pivot foot, but he definitely traveled. As he pump faked, he shuffled the pivot feet. And returning to the game now is Christian Hall for the Crusaders. Curtis Witt with it in a 15-point deficit. 2.5 to play. Here's Stapes, left wing. Gets over to Benedetti. Benedetti pounding the dribble. Over to Stapes in the corner. Stapes pounding the dribble. Stapes over to Garrett, back to Stapes. 2:15 left. Stapes around a screen. Pounding it to Benedetti, loses the ball, gets it back. His pass over to Garrett. Garrett crossing over, looking, his pass deflected and stolen. That's possession right there, sums up the night for St. Francis. Galindo into the front court, no one picks him up, but then he slows things down. We'll have to use all of the shot clock if possible. Here's Galindo, now 20 on the shot clock. They don't have to take a shot until 1:33 remains in the game. Out top, here's Chifi Ugbaja. Chifi in the paint all the way, floats one up, and an offensive foul called on Chifi Ugbaja, his 4th. Not that that really matters at this point in the game with 1:45 left. Well, you see Chifi Ugbaja just tried to attack. He went a little too early, I thought, though, because he started that move with about 15 to shoot, and clearly set was Alex Frazier to take the charge. Good defensive rotation that time for Frazier. Here's Stapes. Benedetti left alone, he won't fire. Over to Witt. They have to go quickly, though, if they have any hopes in this one. Here's Stapes a 3. That's off the back rim, no good. Rebound deflected to Frazier, who lays it in and was fouled. A terrible mistake for the Crusaders, fouling Frazier. And on top of that, he scores the goal. You'll see they had to go hurt. I don't think they went as quickly as they needed to, but just a great effort on the offensive glass for Alex Frazier. But got to believe that they needed this a little sooner than 1:25 left in a 13-point deficit here as Mike Motil uses his second and final full timeout allotted this game. They are left with 2 timeouts, Reardon with 3. We'll step aside with them. Minute 29 left in the game. It is 47-34 Crusaders.